Hello everybody, this is Money Mom. Welcome back to the channel. Today I want to share a confession. For the rest of 2021, I'm not reading any more self-help books, and I want to tell you the problem with self-help books. Let's get started and talk about it. Well, first of all, it may not be a problem with the self-help book. It may be my problem, and I want to share with you why. I'm not sure if many of you enjoy reading for pleasure. I sure like to, and I enjoy reading fiction books. Well, because I'm always wanting to self-improve, I was going on a journey of self-reflection and doing anything I could to improve myself. And while I was doing that, I was selecting a lot of different self-help books. I've read definitely probably close to 75 of them in the last couple years. And this is kind of what I have found the challenge to be. Many of the self-help books, if you read them, there's many on creating better habits. A lot of them are all about entrepreneurship, creating better financial habits, eating habits, minimalism. It could be any of those subjects. The issue with it is many of them obviously have overlapping ideas, and that's okay. But what I was finding is I kind of didn't fit into the box of whatever the author was saying, and I kind of felt like I just didn't meet up to what I wanted to after reading the self-help book. So I went away kind of feeling discouraged. But what I have found is I was treating the self-help book like I was a fiction book. With the fiction book, you can sit back and read it and enjoy it and relax. With the self-help book, at least for me, what I found is they're not meant, at least in my book, to be entertaining. They are meant to be actually studied, like you would be taking a class, taking notes, and then applying some of what you've learned. And what I don't know about you guys, even though it's great to do self-reflection and improving, after 2020, I kind of feel like I'm just coming up from air, and I actually am feeling really mentally exhausted at the end of all that, and I'm just needing some time to just find things that I enjoy doing and find some time to relax. And what I have found is when I was reading the self-help book, it's great that I'm reading them and maybe even applying some of it, but what I found is all I was doing is reading it to see how many I could read, and then I wasn't studying what I read, reflecting on it, taking notes, and then creating some of the habits and basically taking what I learned and applying it to my life. And so if I'm going to read a self-help book, it would be something that I would need to take a longer period of time to read, take the notes, and apply it to my life and see if it's something that's going to work and pertain for me. So for the year 2021, I'm not going to be reading any more self-help books. I'm going to do more leisure reading, and I do have one self-help book that I have in my home right now that I actually have to say is the best. I've read over 75, and if I were to say my number one favorite that I feel I got the most out of was Atomic Habits by James Clear. That is the best. One of you was even kind enough to get me an e-book copy of that. Thank you very much. But I also bought a copy at a used bookstore, and it will be something that I take, with me and read over again. And what I'm finding is if I choose to read any more self-help books, it's not going to be something I read for pleasure. It will be something that I get an actual physical copy of. I get a notebook, I sit down and take some notes, and then go back and apply those to my life. So it may take me an actual year to go through that self-help book, but in the end of that year, I may actually get something out of it that I am taking with me. And I have just noticed that building good habits for me, especially when I've fallen into some bad habits, can be a challenge. And part of that reason why is I'm rushing things through rather than really taking the time to build those habits. Because like I said, reading a self-help book, you have to apply it to your life. It's not something to just breeze through and get something out of. That's kind of what I'm finding. So I have one question for you guys. If any of you do read any type of self-help books, I would like to know from you, what are some of your favorites that have made a difference in your life? That's all I have to say for now. I love you, appreciate you, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.